food and wine. She's a fitness enthusiast and enjoys the company of good friends and good conversation. Through a series of corporate jobs that were never a good fit, she decided to go her own way and start a dog walking business in 2008 that has given her lots of confidence, love, and support. Please help me welcome up Jenn Lyons.
Thank you, Nick. Picture this. You're in 6th grade and the room is quiet for a math test. All of a sudden you have to sneeze, and oops, you fart at the same time. You pray no one will know it was you. And then all of a sudden Henry Chase yells out, "Lip, did you just fart?" Then you book it out of the classroom as fast as humanly possible and hide in the bathroom stall until your teacher comes to find you, along with your best friend, both telling you it wasn't that bad. But you know it was, and it certainly will be. And sure enough, it haunts you all throughout middle school and early high school. To the point where you are dating someone, and Chris Didiniak informatively asks you in front of your new beau if you remember the time you sneezed and farted in 6th grade. No, asshole, I'm trying to forget that. And in enters my first experience with truly being out of my comfort zone. Throughout my childhood, I dealt with a slew of awkward issues, from a full body rash to upper lip hair, accompanied by very low self-esteem from being picked on. I felt horrible in my own skin for most of my childhood. I wanted to be popular and I wanted people to like me. The more I wanted these things, the further away from them I became. Desperation is never very attractive. Even in the worst of times, you can develop a comfort zone and be afraid of change. We moved to Colorado for my dad's job in the middle of my sophomore year of high school. I was so scared to go anywhere else. I'd lived in New York for my whole 16-year-old existence. I wasn't living a fantastic life, but I knew what it looked like. It was predictable. It was my comfort zone. But I didn't have a say. We had to go. So off I went to a new place where I didn't know anyone. And it was actually the best thing that ever happened to me. I was the new kid in town, mysterious and no nerdy baggage to follow me. My skin rash disappeared and I could wear short skirts with pride. I discovered electrolysis and got rid of the upper lip issue. I met 3 new best friends, Heather, Andrea, and Brooke, and I discovered what it was like to really laugh. To go out dancing, to meet boys, and tell my parents I was at the movies. To make Bacardi drinks without alcohol in the blender because we were good kids and just like smoothie type beverages. I learned what it was like to really be accepted and to feel good about myself. My grades went up. I got asked out. I no longer thought change and being out of my comfort zone was so bad. Until I left for college. Then I thought my life was over again. Once again, getting out of the rhythm of a life I knew. Having to say goodbye to these 3 women who had helped me get out of my shell and become confident was so difficult. Being with them was the happiest I'd ever felt. But I tried to have faith that change would be good again and left for West Lafayette, Indiana to attend Purdue University. I met my roommate Beth, who it turns out was destined to be a connection for me. Her father roomed with my father their freshman year, and we were randomly paired together. Wow, what are the chances? Beth is undoubtedly the sweetest person I've ever known, and we remain in close contact to this day. Sorry.
No apologies.
Long story short, college was great. I met my husband Brad, joined a sorority, made lifelong friends, and continued to realize that change and growth were good friends of mine. After college, my husband and I did long distance for 2 years, him in Michigan, myself in New York City. I moved to Michigan after September 11th to give our relationship a real try. Though not easy initially, I am so glad I did it. We have been married for 11 years and they have been amazing. Brad and I have lived several places together, from one comfort zone and time zone to another. Before moving to Chicago last December, we lived in San Francisco. We moved to San Francisco in July of 2007 and lived there until December of 2015. Spending 7 years in California truly ended up being the pinnacle of comfort zones for me. I built a dog walking business and it did really well. I met so many amazing and unique people. I discovered so many things I never knew about myself. Or maybe I knew them on some level, but I never was able to express them. I got this confidence and happiness from being in a place that was so unique and nurturing of people being exactly who they are. Leaving that city is the hardest thing I've ever done. Coming to a new place and starting over again really put me into a cycle of depression. For a while, I just felt sorry for myself and like I was forced to lead my perfect life. But then I realized I was looking at the whole experience completely wrong. I found a great therapist who helped me to work on my resilience and made me realize that life will continuously throw you in and out of your comfort zone. So I had a choice. How did I want to handle it? Sitting around and being depressed, or actually trying to figure out what this new chapter in my life meant? An advantage to being out of your comfort zone is having good friends. Friends help pull you through. One of my friends suggested I do a meditation retreat at a Buddhist temple. So I signed up and did a 5-week program. I met great people and learned how much meditation really helps in times of stress and discomfort. In addition to starting up my dog walking business again, I started working part-time at an animal shelter and joined a yoga studio to meet people and form community. I did some prep work in a local kitchen, as I've always been curious about what that would be like. It was a fantastic experience, and it helped me realize I wanted to go back to school and pursue my love for cooking. I have enrolled in a culinary arts program at San Francisco Cooking School that will start this January. Yep, that's right. We found out recently we will be able to go back to San Francisco. Work roles are changing for my husband, and being away has helped us realize how much we miss him. As elated as I am to go back, I initially felt like I would be letting everyone down by not sticking with the plan of staying in Chicago. But you know what I realized? It's okay to change your mind. Life is full of change, so change away. There's no guidebook to your life, so create your own. Do what truly feels right, even if others may have a hard time understanding. My wise therapist has also helped me realize that you may look at events in your life as failures, but you never know if the things you thought were mistakes at the time were actually gifts guiding you down a road to your true path. Going back to San Francisco will never look the same for me as it did originally, because I've had almost a year of being gone and reaped the benefits of change and strength that go with that. In each phase of life, there are comfort zones that put you at a crossroads between who you are and who you want to be. When I think of the topic of comfort zone, I think that's where I want to stay, much like your jeans. I am someone who enjoys my routine, and breaking away is extremely uncomfortable for me. So it takes a lot of extra push for me to put myself out there and take a chance. What I've learned during my time in Chicago is invaluable. I can survive. I can find the silver lining. I can look at my life and realize that nothing is forever, and ask the question, what is this experience here to teach me? As Edward Whittaker Jr., former CEO of General Motors, says, be willing to step outside your comfort zone once in a while. Take the risks in life that seem worth taking. The ride might not be as predictable if you just planted your feet and stayed put, but it will be a heck of a lot more interesting. My advice is, dabble in and out of your comfort zone. Try a new experience on for size. See how it feels and if it fits. You never know what you'll learn and who you'll meet along the way. Thank you, Nikki, for asking me to speak on this topic and for all the wonderful women that are here tonight for their support. Thank you.